Greetings, friends, and thank you for joining me for this Yin Yoga and Yoga Nidra class. In this class, we will be celebrating and honoring that which is beginning to open in us as the end of the winter is upon us and the beginning of the spring has come. We'll be practicing about 30 minutes of Yin Yoga. And at the end of that time, I'll turn off my camera and we will practice about 30 minutes of Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a deep form of relaxation, almost like meditative sleep. You'll like to have lots of props for this practice, maybe a yoga bolster or a number of pillows, a couch pillow, some blocks or sturdy books, and especially a blanket to cover up with so that you don't get chilly during the Yoga Nidra. So take a few moments, gather up all your props, and I'll see you on the mat.
We'll start our yin practice tonight in butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. I want you to make sure that you're good and supported in this pose. So if your knees don't come down very far, or if you're uncomfortable in this pose, make sure you use your blocks or your books to support you. And also, I'm sitting up on the edge of a blanket here, so really try to make yourself comfortable. And then once you find your way into the shape, just allow your spine to be nice and long. And maybe take your gaze down towards your feet. If it's available to you, maybe spreading your feet open, kind of like a book, and just giving yourself a little massage here in the soles of the feet. Doesn't have to be anything complicated or fancy, just maybe the arches of your feet. Give them a rub with your thumbs. And then we'll just bring that to some stillness. You can take your hands around your toes or around your ankles here for a moment, just for the purpose of sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to fold forward. You have some choices for how to support yourself. If you like, you can bring your pillows or a bolster around in front, close to your belly, and slide your hands away. Another option is to put those pillows out in front in a parallel sort of way and rest your arms on it. And then, of course, you can always go into this pose without support if that works for you. So take just a moment to take a nice deep breath. And then as you're exhaling, just allow yourself to relax. Support, maybe not. And begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Feeling the legs begin to open. We've come into this time of year now, this late winter, early summer, or early springtime, when things are just beginning to open, but most of the buds are still closed and sleeping. And so here we practice relaxing deeply, curling into ourselves a bit, like those still closed buds on the trees. Allowing our knees to open out wide, like some of those daffodils and crocuses I've been seeing in my neighborhood. And so bring yourself into this mindset, turned inward and yet beginning to open. Allow your belly to fill completely with air, feeling the gentle rise and fall that happens in the rest of your body as you breathe deeply into your belly. Allow your shoulders to be relaxed. If you feel yourself easing down into the pose, allow yourself to change position if it feels comfortable to bring this more deeply into the body. Allow your head and neck to be relaxed, and the top of your body to be heavy. Continuing to breathe into this deep stretch. Remembering that you have complete control, complete dominion over what's happening here in your practice. So there's never a need to force yourself to stay anywhere any longer than you wish. You always have a choice. A couple more deep breaths as we come to the end of this pose. Perhaps exhaling and relaxing just a little bit deeper. And then inhaling to slowly walk your fingertips back towards the body. We're going to come from here into a reclined butterfly. So if you are turned toward the long end of your mat, you might just allow yourself to turn towards the short end. We're going to bring the bolster or pillows right along behind here, very close to the base of the spine. And then from here, just begin to slowly lower yourself back over your supports. If you need to also put a block underneath your head, allow yourself to bring that in now. And if you like, you may also close the legs here, perhaps allowing the feet to walk out to the wide edge of the mat and just opening through the chest. So you can choose here if you'd like to stay in butterfly or just open the chest. And we'll just be here for just a moment. So just enjoy this feeling of opening, this spaciousness across the chest. Maybe imagining that you're looking up into a vast blue sky. Feeling yourself open underneath that vast blue sky. If you are still in your butterfly pose, go ahead and use your hands to help yourself close the legs. And then we're going to roll off our supports to one side and press ourselves back up to a seated position. So if you'd like to use your supports for our next pose, we're coming into dragonfly. So in dragonfly, we have the legs out wide. And if you need to support the knees with a block or keep the knees bent, just keep them as bent as you need for them to be. So if you're here with some support under your knees, that's completely fine. So once you find yourself into this position with your legs as wide as is comfortable for you, go ahead and just pull the toes back towards the face a little, and then allow them to relax. Let your feet just be relaxed here. So we'll take a nice deep breath. And it may be that for you in this pose, just inclining the chest forward slightly is enough sensation. And if that's the case, you might bring your fingertips around behind you just to support yourself in this pose. Remember, you can always sit up on the edge of a blanket or a bolster here as well. And then if you like, on your next exhale, you can gently release forward, supporting yourself with your supports, or perhaps going without them if that's within your practice. And then again, just allow yourself to become heavy here. Not actively trying to do anything, but just allowing yourself to be in this pose. Knowing that if you just relax, if you just breathe into the places where there is sensation, gravity will do the work of stretching the muscles and the connective tissues for you. Yoga is such an amazing thing this way that often all we need to do is allow ourselves to assume the position in any way that is accessible for us. And gravity and the shape will do the rest of the work. Deep, slow breaths here. About halfway through the pose now. So if you need to make any adjustments to deepen the pose or make it more available to you, go ahead and take a moment to do that now. And then when you're ready, begin to take a deep breath. And slowly walk the fingertips back towards the body. Maybe using your hands to help yourself bend your knees, bringing the knees back into the body and taking the hands along behind. Just allow yourself to windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Just getting that little rebound, feeling the blood rushing back into the muscles and the connective tissues. And then you can just let that come to stillness. Come around now to a child's pose or a frog pose, depending on the amount of sensation that you would like to have in this pose. So if you would like for this to be a bit more restorative, you can bring your supports in front of you in between your knees, and then allow yourself to stretch out long over your supports. If you'd like a little bit more sensation here, you can just come to a regular extended child's pose, either with your knees together or apart. We are going to take this for about 3 minutes, so that can help you choose. And then if you'd like to have even more sensation, you can allow the knees to be wide, turning the toes out to the side, and then either using your bolster or not, coming into frog pose. So take a moment here to set yourself up in the way that feels most comfortable for you. And we'll be here for about 3 minutes. So if you like, you can also take your head, turning it to one side, stretching the side of the neck as well. Or just allow your forehead to be resting on the floor. Lots of choices. Allow yourself to feel your heart sinking down towards the earth. Imagining perhaps even that you could be planted here, that there's a great root growing down from your heart space, sprouting from all the places you are connected to the earth here. And feeling that kinetic energy of this time of year, that growth ready and waiting to happen, but not quite being fully experienced yet. And if you have your head turned to one side, on your next breath, you might turn it to the other side, bringing that stretch into the other side of the neck. Allow your hips to be heavy, your upper body to be relaxed, your teeth to be parted, and your jaw unclenched. And then when you're ready to arise, you can take a deep breath and ride that breath up like a wave. We'll come from our child's pose into tabletop. So bringing the knees back under the hip points if they've been wide, the wrists. I want to call my wrist my ankle. The wrists right under the shoulders. And just allow yourself to come into some gentle cat-cow. So bringing some movement into the spine. And if there's any other natural movement that feels good for you here, maybe coming into some barrel rolls with the belly, or looking over one shoulder and then the other. Just listen here and do what your body is asking for. And then let that come to stillness. Our next pose is going to be a supported Sphinx or supported seal pose. And of course, you can choose to take it unsupported if you like. If you like to use your pillows or your bolster, you're going to allow your chest right underneath your chest line to relax onto your bolster. And you can bring your hands here directly out in front with your arms at a 90-degree angle. This is our setup for Sphinx pose here. So make your fingers nice and wide, reaching the fingers out long, and then drawing back on the fingertips just slightly, pressing the triceps into your support and allowing the chest to shine forward. Allow the lower body to just be relaxed in this yin version of Sphinx pose. If you'd like to take this a little deeper, you can widen the hands out slightly and press into the palms, extending through the arms and coming into seal pose. So choose your variation, and we'll be here also for about 3 minutes. And here you can allow the gaze to close, or the eyes to close, the gaze to remain soft if you like to keep your eyes open. Perhaps choosing one spot to focus your gaze. Allow your hips and your glutes to relax and your lower legs to rotate in whatever manner is comfortable for you. And if this is an intense back bend for you, remember again that you are in control and that you can come out of this shape at any time. About halfway through the pose now, so if you need to make any adjustments, you can do that now. Sinking your shoulders down away from your ears. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. And then on your next exhale, if you're in seal pose, allowing your elbows to come back down to the floor. And then from either pose, bringing your hands alongside, pressing yourself back. And you can move the legs out to one side. We're going to come all the way down to the mat, moving nice and slow with ourselves. And coming down, just bringing those knees into the chest, rolling from side to side. Maybe from here, it feels good to really pull the knees in tightly, allowing the nose to rise up towards the knees, pulling into our little hedgehog pose here, our little ball. Maybe even imagining here that you're like a seed, and then allowing that to release. We'll bring the soles of the feet to the floor now. And we're going to roll to one side, pressing ourselves back up to a seated position. And getting ready to come into shoelace pose. So for shoelace, we want to bring one leg underneath the other, bringing the heel close to the opposite hip. And then we're going to take the other leg on top with the intention of stacking the knees here. So your knees may not stack, or they might, but just the intention of moving them on top of each other. And then from here, you can reach down and grab onto your toes or your pants, or take your hands underneath your feet and just allow yourself to sit up tall. Remember that even in this shape, if you need to find a way to support yourself with blocks or blankets, do that. And now perhaps find somewhere to rest your gaze. Maybe the tip of your nose, or just a short distance out in front. Feeling the stretch through the outer hip, and just allowing yourself to breathe into that sensation. When I say breathe into something, what does that mean exactly? You know, whenever you breathe, actually every part of your body expands and contracts slightly. So this is just bringing your own attention into that part of the body and nurturing it with the breath. And about halfway through the pose now. So if you need to make any adjustments, you can do that. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe just scanning the body and seeing if there's any place that you are holding or bracing. Just let that relax. And now take a deep breath and slowly begin to unwind. Moving gingerly with yourself, taking both soles of the feet to the floor. And again, taking those fingers around behind, maybe giving yourself a little windshield wiper here. Maybe it feels good to extend the legs and wiggle the knees. Just find your way here. And then when you're ready, we'll come into this on the other side. So taking the opposite leg underneath, back towards the hip, and then stacking the knees here, remembering both sides are always different. And then grasping the toes or the outsides of the feet. And when you're ready, coming into stillness. And if you find yourself rolling onto the lower hip, just see if you can bring a little awareness into dropping that upper hip down to the mat. This may be more of an energetic thing than a physical movement, and that's okay. Relaxing the shoulders and the neck. Whenever we encounter a deep sensation, the body always finds a way to armor itself. And so just letting the body know that it's okay to let that go. We're choosing our path right now. If you're encountering a very strong sensation, perhaps allow yourself to turn toward that sensation for a moment, envisioning how far that sensation reaches in the body, finding its edges and its shape. And then maybe take your attention to another part of the body that is feeling either pleasant or maybe just neutral. Resting your attention and your awareness there. Perhaps moving your attention back and forth between this deep sensation and the neutral one. More than halfway through the pose now. And now allow yourself to begin to unwind, remembering to move slowly. And then just windshield wiper those legs or make any other movement that feels good here. Feeling the blood rushing back into that hip now. I'm going to come back onto the back again now. So you can slowly bring yourself there. And now we're going to stretch the legs out nice and long. Inhaling the arms up overhead and letting the hands relax up above the head. We're coming from here into our banana pose. So you can take your uh, heels and let them travel over to the left corner of your mat. And once your heels have settled there, allow your shoulders to walk over to the top corner of your mat. And here you might grasp your right wrist in your left hand. And if you like, you might even cross your right leg over the left, bringing this side stretch more deeply into the side body. And then just allow yourself to relax here. And as you inhale, feel the skin of your side body expand. Feeling how inhaling here does much of the work of stretching the side body. And if you find that you are holding or resisting, experiencing tension anywhere, just let that go. Maybe relaxing the kneecaps, the calves, allowing the shoulders and the elbows to be heavy. And now allowing your shoulders to walk towards the middle of the mat. Allowing your heels to begin their journey over to the other side, taking them all the way to the bottom right corner of your mat. And then following with your shoulders and making your choices here about whether you'd like to grasp that wrist or cross one ankle over the other. And then just relaxing and becoming heavy and long here. Breathing deep into a soft belly. Just allowing that expansion of the rib cage over to the side, expansion of the side body to happen naturally. No need to try and do anything here. And then taking one last deep breath, we'll allow ourselves to release from this pose, binding the ankles, walking the shoulders and the heels back to the center of the mat. And then slowly drawing the knees back into the chest, moving carefully with yourself. Rolling out through the lower back just a little, if that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side, and you can press yourself back up to a seated position. So we're going to get ready for the Yoga Nidra section of our practice today. So I'm going to come and turn my camera off. You will not need to see me for this part of the practice. So for this part of the practice, you'll just need to follow the sound of my voice. So I want you to take this time to get ready for Yoga Nidra. You can lie down in Shavasana or in any other position that will allow you to remain still and comfortable during the practice. If you choose to lie down in Shavasana, allow the body to be straight from head to toe. And maybe support your knees with a pillow or a bolster, allowing your legs to be slightly apart and your arms to be relaxed next to your body. You may want to cover up with a blanket or perhaps place something over your eyes. Those choices are yours. The palms of your hands may be turned upwards or downwards. So as you found your way into your chosen position, just allow yourself now to adjust everything, your body, your position, your clothes, until you feel completely comfortable. During traditional Yoga Nidra, there would be no physical movement. In this practice, you may do whatever makes you feel safe and comfortable, keeping in mind that movement should be kept to a minimum to avoid distractions. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly opened with your gaze resting at the tip of your nose or at some fixed point of your choice. If at any time you need to end the practice, just take a cleansing breath and sit up. For now, take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, feel the cares and worries of your day flow out with your exhale. In the practice that follows, you may expect to develop a feeling of deep relaxation in your body. It's not necessary to make movements or to deliberately relax your muscles. Simply allow the feeling of relaxation to happen. This feeling is like the one you have just before sleep. When relaxation becomes deep, sometimes sleep will come. And if that happens, it's okay. It just means that you need rest. But do have as your intention that you will remain awake and aware throughout the practice. During Yoga Nidra, you are functioning on the levels of hearing and awareness. And the only important thing is to follow the sound of my voice. Try to release the need to intellectualize or analyze the instructions. This allows your mind to relax, as well as your body. Just allow my voice to guide you. Thoughts will come and go. This is what thoughts do. But don't worry when this happens. Just gently guide your attention back to my voice. Now allow yourself to be calm and steady. Bring about a feeling of relaxation in the body that moves from the inside out. Concentrate on the body and become aware of the importance of your stillness. Develop your awareness of the body from the top of the head all the way to the tips of your toes. Complete stillness and complete awareness of the whole body. Complete awareness of the whole body. Become aware that you are going to practice Yoga Nidra. Say mentally to yourself, I am awake, I am aware, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Say this to yourself again. I am awake, I am aware, I am practicing Yoga Nidra. Take some time now to set an intention or a resolve, a sankalpa. Allow your sankalpa to be very simple. It might be one word, a short phrase, or a quality that you would like to invite into your practice or into your life. Try to allow it to come naturally. Sometimes nothing will come, and that's okay. If you found your sankalpa, however, say it to yourself now 3 times. We will now take a trip through different parts of the body. As I say the part of the body, gently allow your attention to rest there. It's not necessary to move the body part, only to direct your attention there and to see what that part is sensing. Move your attention now to your right hand, the right thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, right wrist, right lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, right armpit, the right side body, the right hip, right thigh, the right kneecap, and the back of the right knee, calf muscle, right ankle, right heel, the sole of the right foot, the top of the right foot, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the little toe. Now bring your attention to your left hand, the left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, pinky finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, left wrist, left lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, the left side body, the left hip, the left thigh, the left kneecap and back of the knee, calf muscle, the ankle, the left heel, the sole of the left foot, the top of the foot, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the little toe. Moving to the back of the body, become aware of the right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade, the upper back, the mid back, the lower back, the right glute, the left glute, the vertebrae of the spine, the whole back together, the whole back together. Now move your awareness to the top of your head, the forehead, both sides of the head, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow, the space between the eyebrows, the right eyelid, the left eyelid, the right eye, the left eye, the right ear, the left ear, the right cheek, the left cheek, the nose, the tip of the nose, the upper lip, the lower lip, the chin, the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, the middle of the chest, the abdomen, the navel, the whole of the right leg, the whole of the left leg, both legs together, the whole of the right arm, the whole of the left arm, both arms together, the whole of the back, glutes, spine, shoulder blades, the whole of the front, abdomen and chest, the back and front together, the whole of the head, the whole body all together, the whole body together, the whole body together. The whole body is lying down. Your body is lying down. See your body lying perfectly still. See your body lying perfectly still in this room. Visualize this image in your mind and then let it go. Become aware of your breath. Feel the flow of your breath in and out of your lungs. Don't try to change anything, just notice. You're not breathing. Your body is being breathed. Maintain awareness of your breath. Complete awareness of breath. Now concentrate your awareness on the movement of your navel area. Concentrate on the movement of your navel. Your belly is rising and falling. With each and every breath, your belly rises and your belly falls. Concentrate on this movement in synchronization with your breath. Now start counting your breaths backwards from 27 to 1, like this. 27, belly rises. 27, belly falls. 26, belly rises. 26, belly falls. 25, belly rises. 25, belly falls. And so on. Say the words and numbers mentally to yourself as you count your breaths. If you make a mistake, go back to 27 and start again. Stop your counting and leave your breathing. Bring your focus to the space between your eyes, between your eyebrows, within your mind, the movie theater of the mind. I will be naming a number of things. As I name each one, allow its image to be projected on the screen. A clear, wide open blue sky. A bird flying against the sunset. A vast desert, smooth with sand. A heavy rain falling. A majestic, snow-capped mountain. An apple orchard at sunrise. A drop of water hanging from a leaf. A butterfly slowly opening its wings. Clouds drifting over the open plains. A starry sky on a moonless night. A wave of wind moving through tall grasses. The winding Colorado River deep in the Grand Canyon. A sailboat bobbing in a great lake. A field of yellow daisies. A field of yellow daisies. An endless field of yellow daisies. Now allow these images to fade. If you had an intention at the beginning of practice, bring it back to mind now and repeat it to yourself again 3 times. If your sankalpa will not come back to you, that's okay too. Just let it go. Imagine yourself now releasing your intention into the air that's all around you. And now let that go. Draw your attention back to your breath. Become aware that your body is here breathing. And become aware of your natural breath. As you become aware of the breath, become aware again of the whole body. Your body is lying totally relaxed, and you're breathing quietly and slowly. Feel the body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Become aware of the floor and the position of your body lying on the floor. Visualize the room around you and become aware again of your surroundings. And slowly begin to move your fingers and toes. Maybe take your wrists or ankles and some circles and stretch in any way that feels natural to you as you begin to awaken. Take your time. No need to hurry. When you're sure that you are completely awake, you can allow yourself to roll to one side. And bring yourself back up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. And I'll close tonight with a quote from Victoria Erickson. I'm not very good at making specific plans. Just meet me out under the sky somewhere and be alive with me. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for this practice of Yin Yoga and Yoga Nidra. And I hope that your yoga follows you off the mat.